Well, if you haven't noticed, water is a big issue and only getting bigger. Joining me now to update us on Oklahoma's comprehensive water plan is Jeri Fleming with the Oklahoma Water Resources Research Institute. Well, Jeri, you see the commercials on television, you see a lot of talk. Where is the comprehensive water plan and where it's going?
It's actually getting close to being done after 4.5 years worth of work. We're in the process of finalizing a draft water plan that should be available now on the website. And then we'll start kind of getting feedback on that, be finished up for sure by October.
Now, I know there's going to be some meetings between here and there, but I know you don't have all the details, but what will this plan look like?
It actually will be comprised of a couple of different components. There'll be an executive summary that talks about the policy changes that need to be made or suggested that might need to be made, or a little bit about the planning history. And then there are 13 regional reports that have been developed to help water providers throughout the state kind of plan for their future as well, kind of identifying where there might be water shortages in the future. There's several reports that have been generated on marginal water quality, environmental flows, agriculture use. So it's comprised of a lot of different components.
Mm-hmm. And before all this is done, you're wanting public input.
Yes, you know, we've been doing public input for the last 4 years. This is kind of their final chance to have a say on the water plan. And really, it's not just about what do you think about the plan itself, but how do we now go about getting it implemented. So there are certain provisions that the citizens of the state have kind of talked about a lot over the last 3 years, one being public involvement in water planning and water decisions. And so the Water Board kind of wants ideas of how to get that going.
And there will be several meetings and forums here, and I'm just going to name off some towns here that they're going to be in this coming in April: Beaver, Lone Wolf, Clinton, Enid, Tulsa, Grove, Stigler, McAllister, Antlers, Colgate, Sulphur, Lawton, and Oklahoma City. So plenty of time if you have an opinion here to get it heard.
Definitely, and they can call us, email us. There's a form on our website that they'll be able to provide feedback to us on as well. So trying to give them lots of opportunity to comment.
Now the plan is scheduled to be unveiled in October at the Governor's Water Conference, but then what happens from there?
From there, in February of 2012, it'll be presented to the governor and the legislature, and they don't take any really official act on the plan itself, but if there are changes to laws that need to be made, then it's up to the legislature then to write that legislation and get that changed.
Okay, if someone wants to learn more about this, where do they need to go on the web?
They can go to okwaterplan.info. We have a link to the draft water plan, all the comments that we've heard, and a link to the Water Board's website for all the technical information.
Well, certainly an issue that affects every one of us here in the state. Jeri, thank you so much for coming by. Now, if you'd want to learn more about Oklahoma's water wants and needs, we have several of our water stories streaming on our website. Simply head to okhorizon.com and click on this week's Value Added.